feature, I'll do your feature. But dude, he just goes off while he's on stage. So he had already. This is because I was responding to hecklers. So I thought it was perfectly acceptable to respond back. So I'm just sort of, and I'm smiling while I'm responding to him. And you know, he kept telling me comedy was shit, and I kept going, prove it, prove it, prove it. It's like, I just did. I was like, no, you didn't prove anything. So I just go in and, dude, motherfuckers are siding with him. There's a backstory to this, though. So I go around to the bar, and then fucking he just tears around the bar, like coming at me. So I pull out my phone and my vape, and I set them down on the bar. And he saw me do that. And then he kind of went like he slowed. Like I saw him look at it. And then he went like, oh. And so he backed down a little bit. But then, you know, and then like he sort of said that I was going to be number. First he accused me of starting it. And then I was like, that didn't happen. Like I didn't just randomly start yelling at you while you were on stage. I was getting off stage and then you started yelling at me. I yell back. What's the big deal? What you fucking smash hecklers all the time. What's the big deal? Dude, it was just the weirdest motherfucking thing. And then he sort of implied that he banned me from the joint, and I was like, dude, you already blackballed me from the feature, man. Your fucking partner already told me that he was going around to Booker saying that he doesn't fuck with me. And so, I mean, it's not like before any of this shit happened, I wasn't already fucked. But anyways, Marcus taped it. Then posted some stuff that was out of, I just named a name. Somebody taped it and just posted some stuff that was out of context, implying that it was my fault. So then I just posted the real story and told it to another person who I respect and who's another host around here.
Yeah, that's nasty. I mean, that's...
It is. It's fucking backbiting and fucking desperate.
I tried to cover myself when the whole kick thing happened. And it was so many people were piling on about it that I couldn't get any traction because everyone was piling on against me. And so now that I won the court case, now I can say, I'm going to call Joe Rogan and I'm going to say, hey, motherfucker, you thought it was cool to play my video.
He did it? I thought it was the bonfire. Rogan did it too?
Yeah. Well, Freddie the fuckhead sent the video to Joe Rogan.
Oh, okay.
And Joe Rogan said, oh, he's a
How much money did you win? So we're getting the scoop. How much money did you win?
I didn't win any money.
You didn't win any money?
No. And that's the thing. I didn't have any control over the video either because it was fucking Freddie Recker's video. And so he got all the hits on his YouTube channel, but he didn't get any money.
Did it make it to court?
He didn't get any money because it was
Did the case make it to court?
Violent. They never showed up.
They didn't show up to court? So
yeah.
then what was the judge's decision?
Well, as a default judgment.
So you won?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did win the lawsuit. That's what I asked you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but they just, but did he give you a settlement?
Yeah.
Number?
Yeah.
I mean, did he give you a number?
Yeah.
Could you tell me what the number is?
Justice court is $15,000 or less. So I sued everybody for $14,500.
And how many people total?
4.
4 people? How were there 4 people involved in this?
Well, the coffee shop was negligent because they didn't have a bouncer there to stop things that happened. And the ambulance company, because the ambulance driver gave me a hard time when I wanted to go. I wanted to talk to the police officer, and the ambulance paramedic said, you get on the gurney now or we're leaving. I said, are you threatening me? She said, yeah. She said, no, but if you don't get on that gurney, we're leaving. I said, but I want to talk to the police because they're not even listening to my fucking side of the story. And she said, well, you get on that gurney or we're leaving. So I got on the gurney, and I put them in the lawsuit.
All right. So the settlement was how much?
Well, it was only it was $1,000 against the coffee house, $5,000 for Freddie for taking a defamatory video, defamation, and $7,000 against Tino for battery, assault, and battery, and kicking me.
Okay. So what else?
That's it.
So you
5, 1 plus 5 plus 7.
Okay, 1 plus 5 plus 7 is 11.
13.
13. Jesus Christ. I'm falling apart.
And if I would have won against the ambulance company, I would have won $1,000 too. It wouldn't have been much. So I didn't.
Okay, so basically they owe you 13,000.
They owe me 12,000.
12,000.
The coffee shop had an insurance company to deal with.
And there's no way for you to
but yeah,
collect though?
There's no way these broke ass comics, you know, I had to look up the laws on bankruptcy in this state. You can have a $15,000 vehicle before they would put a lien against it.
Wow.
And you can have a $400,000 house before they put a lien against it.
Okay.
You can get a huge house for $399,000.
Yeah, but those same laws, if you lose even though you were right, they prevent them from countersuing you.
Yeah, right. He
for court costs.
And he was served, and it was weird how that was served because I went to the place where the constable said he met Freddie to serve him, and he met him. There's this little real estate office on Rainbow and Sahara, just a dinky little strip mall where you wouldn't even notice it. I said, "This is the place where he was served? How is he? There's even nobody. It's not even a business."
Mm-hmm.
So I called the constable and I said, "How did you serve this guy Korea? It's a business that's not even open on a dinky little door on Rainbow Avenue." And he said, "Well, I didn't actually see him in person, or I originally called him on the phone, and I said I want to serve you the papers over the phone, and he met me at this place, and I gave him the papers." I said, "You mean to tell me you met him someplace and gave him the papers, and you called him over the phone?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what I did." So he got served.
Weird.
So
like the movie, you got served, and you got served too.
But the other asshole, Tino, nobody ever answered the address when he was supposed to last known address, or his mother answered and said he's not here.
So how do you plan on getting on Joe Rogan?
Well, I'm going to call Joe Rogan and say, "Hey, asshole."
I don't think he could just call Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what time is that.
I'll tell you what. Whatever you want to say to him, say now, and then we'll post it on his comment section of his fucking show.
I say, hey, dumbass Joe, you like to post the video of any hack comic that makes you feel like you're better than everybody else. Hey, here's something you can jump on. Jump on this. Why don't you jump on the fact that I won $5,000 in a defamation case from the asshole who gave you the video? Why don't you put me on your show now and let me talk about it? And I won $7,000 from the asshole who kicked me in the video. So why don't you put me on your show now? Now that all the hoopla is gone, you're probably not going to want to do it because you just like to jump on anything that you can ride and pile on like every other asshole hack comic in this fucking place.
Well, to be fair, the Tino guy, I don't know anything about his comedy, but I hear word on the street is it wasn't that fantastic. Yeah, my problem is this blackballing thing, and I'm probably going to end up being blackballed. But the thing is I already was, so I'm not even going to notice the difference. But I'll tell you what. Well, no, I'll tell you what the other second part of the backstory. What really set him off. Mm-hmm. What this was really about. I went to I couldn't get a fucking show. This probably is about the not getting booked thing just blowing up because I didn't get a fucking show all month. So there was a spot. Somebody needed a spot for this fucking Comics versus Trolls. I did a fucking feature at Tommy Rockers, which is a different show these people run, and it was 2 hours after I saw somebody die in hospice. So I was a little emotional when I was on stage, and I talked about death and stuff, but I still put on a pretty good act. It was still interesting. But after that, I imagine if somebody had said, "Listen, man, after that, I don't feel comfortable booking you anymore," I'd have been like, "Cool, wipe my hands of it. It's no offense. No, I won't take it," because they'd be straight with me, and they'd give me a reason. But they booked me. I show up, And because of that, I went out of my way to do precisely what they wanted. So they put a lot of pressure on us to be clean. So I gave them a super clean show, and then they have these trolls. And once again, I'm not good at improv, so my crutch is anger. So I did like a lot of funny, angry stuff, or like more like annoyed though, because I wasn't yelling or anything. But I was annoyed. You know, I was just visibly annoyed. They're like, "Where are the jokes?" And then the next person goes, "Where are the jokes?" And I was like, you know, hecklers can be hacked too. That's like, there's literally a joke in the beginning, a joke in the end, and like 18 jokes in between. I was like, well, that's fine. And there was that kind of stuff, you know? But the person it's a moderator. One of the bookers is a moderator reading the comments. And she also controls who wins the contest, or it's based on her word, the votes and all the shit. But she seemed like visibly annoyed, and she would say stuff like, "Are you done yet?" And like just shaking her head, and like as if I were talking to her and not the trolls, or like as if these were her family members or something. And I walk off the thing and she's like, you know, you don't have to take this stuff personal. Like she was acting like it wasn't a joke. She was acting like I was being serious. And not only that, she had a friend of hers who I won't say her name. You can see this on my Facebook page, this whole interaction, or on the Las Vegas comedy page too. So I said, when I was walking in, I saw her and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she just iced me, and she's walking through the hallway, and I was like, "That's weird." Then when we were downstairs, out in the parking lot, she was trying to like mansplain the show to us, but we already knew what the show was about. And then I go, "Oh yeah, we know." And then she's like, "Don't interrupt me." And so I started realizing, I started getting clues this might be like an ADHD thing, because motherfuckers just hate ADHD people. I've had people in workplaces just straight up tell you, "We can't promote you because you have ADHD," or "You need to take personal responsibility," or like implying it doesn't actually exist, all this stuff. So anyways.
They want you to do the same 5 minutes.
But no, I did.
So that they know exactly what you're going to do.
I understand that, but I did that. I have a set for that situation.
Okay.
And I gave them that set. Not a single curse word. Other people who they have higher regard for actually did curse on the show. They didn't say nothing to them. A couple days later, she posts this thing, Sam posted some pictures, and my picture was missing, and then Byron said some weird stuff like, "They voted you out," and then I didn't know what that meant. And then I go, "Well, I don't know what that means," but I go, "Hey, why'd you post this thing on my page and there's no picture?" Like just breaking Sam's balls. And then me and Sam had a private conversation, and he explained something was wrong with the camera. So, but then this same lady, the booker, the professional comedy booker, chimed in and said, "Well, you don't have to worry because next time you won't be there." Implying that I had done something at that show rather than the other way around, and that I was now banned from the show. Now, a lot of people saw that. So it made me look bad even though I didn't do anything. So the last 3 years, I've just been an animal. And the comedy scene is like this. It's just rough. Like, people are just so fucking competitive, there's no fucking brotherhood. You know, musicians don't go up to musicians and go, hey man, I got a EP I just put on SoundCloud, and the other musician goes, "No, you only think you have 20 minutes of music." Poets don't go up to other people and go, "Yeah, I don't get it, man, your shit's garbage, you should quit." No, people don't fucking do that shit.
It's like rappers, though. Rappers will shoot each other.
No. Yeah, well, that's more complicated. But even the rap community in the lower rungs is very unified. All the rappers sort of hate. So they just battle on stage. These motherfuckers don't want to compete on stage. They want to compete off stage. So they're fucking just evil to each other. And there's whisper campaigns, all that shit. You know about that. So,
God, yeah.
so this chick fucking made me look bad. So I just broke some balls a little bit. And I said, like, well, you know, the tendency at your shows is nobody's there. You know? Then I said, I really used to love recording at Tommy Rockers because the lack of an audience improved the sound quality, which is literally true. I have clips that are just phenomenal because there's no audience. It's just me talking. But it was really interesting. One of my biggest hits on that channel was from there. So she just starts insulting me, and she's a Marilyn Monroe impersonator. All right. So what I'm going to say is very obvious and a little bit hacky, but this is what she said. She said that one of these days I was going to quit comedy and just go shoot up a school. Now, you know me, and you know what I do for a living, and this is absurd. That's an absurd thing to say. She has to be referencing the ADHD thing. She has to be like my social awkwardness or whatever. You know, she's got to be referencing something like that. So,
Like most comics aren't fucking awkward anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Most of them are.
Yeah, I know. She shouldn't be saying that to a comic. I mean, she shouldn't have said what she said in the first place to a comic. She should just be a fucking professional. So I said, like, I go, that's just... Then I said, and I explained the situation, that I was on my best behavior. You have no reason to behave this way. I don't know why you're behaving this way, but... And the school shooting comments is a little cliche. If you want a real insult, here it is. You should take that Marilyn Monroe. You should go buy some sleeping pills and take that take that Marilyn Monroe impersonation full throttle.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all these comics who just shit on other comics and badmouth them and discourage them and lie about them, and all of a sudden, and then fucking get up on stage and say the most horrible fucking things. In fact, the host at Dive Bar that I mentioned earlier said something to the effect that I thought was really funny. Said something to the effect of, stop trying to be edgy, faggot.